Chapter 1. The Body Parts Room. I had been praising, singing, dancing, and worshiping Jesus. Then I quieted myself and focused on Jesus' face. I felt myself walk through into the Spirit. Jesus met me and we hugged. He said, "I want to show you something." Suddenly I was standing in what seemed to be clouds. We walked into a clean white room that had legs hanging from up above, over a rail like clothes hanging on a railing. They were perfect. They had a kneecap, ankle, a foot with toes, and flawless, smooth skin. I saw spines hanging over a rail with soft, thick cartilage between the joints. They had the neck curvature all the way down to the tailbone, which was perfectly formed to the very tip. They were all different sizes, from infants to adult sizes. I saw various colors of eyes in jars without lids. In heaven, there would be no need to keep bacteria out because there wouldn't be bacteria in heaven. One jar would have all blue eyes, one would have all brown, hazel, green, and so forth. There were different shades of blues and browns and greens and hazel. There were many different jars for the different colors. The pupils were perfect. The colors were bright, and even the whites of the eyes were clear and a pretty white. I saw perfectly formed, healthy lungs of all sizes in open trays. Jesus said, "People whose backs have been seriously burned would receive new skin, and people whose faces have been burned would receive soft, baby, smooth skin." I also knew anyone who had any type of skin problem was also in this category. I saw jars full of sperm on one wall and women's eggs in jars on the other wall. Rows and rows of these. Jesus said there are people who are barren because they don't know how to claim these. They need to find my promises and stand on them. They cry and they plead and they beg me for a child they will adopt or foster or volunteer at a school to prove to me what a good parent they would be. They cry out to me to give them children when all along their children are here. All they have to do is find my promise and stand on it, and they will come. I have added a few promise scriptures for you to stand on. Take time to meditate on them. If you're in need of legs, Psalms 116:9, "I will walk before the Lord in the land of the living." Matthew 11:5, "The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk. Lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. Their dead are raised up, and the poor have good news preached to them." If you're in need of eyes, Psalms 146:8, "The Lord opens the eyes of the blind. The Lord lifts up those who are bowed down. The Lord loves the righteous." If you're in need of lungs, Isaiah 42:5, "Thus saith God the Lord, He who created the heavens and stretched them forth, He who spread abroad the earth and that which comes out of it, He who gives breath to the people on it and the spirit to those who walk in it." If you're in need of skin, and I think this also goes for people who need a new heart. If your heart has hardened through hurts and wounds and lies and just through life, and if you're in need of a new heart, I think you can also claim this for a brand new heart also. Job 33:24-25. "Then God is gracious to him and says, Deliver him from going down into the pit of destruction. I have found a ransom, a price of redemption and atonement. Then the man's flesh shall be restored. It becomes fresher and more tender than a child's. He returns to the days of his youth." If you're barren and would like to have children, Genesis 18:14, is anything too hard or too wonderful for the Lord? Psalms 139:13, for you did form my inward parts. You did knit me together in my mother's womb. Hebrews 11:1, now faith is the assurance of things we hope for, being the proof of things we do not see, and the conviction of their reality. Faith perceiving as real fact what is not revealed to the senses.